JCPS story. We mentioned we had two reporters. You heard from Travis. We want to go to Jim now. The reason that we kind of took Jim out of order was we had the option of just talking directly to Jim, but we know the best pieces of information come directly from the source. Jim, I know you have a live interview with you now from JCPS. What can you tell us this morning?
Yeah, good morning, Eric. Yeah, we're joined again by Mark Hebert with JCPS Communications. Mark, we talked earlier about some of the changes that have gone on to put a short-term fix on this busing situation. One thing I wanted to bring up, last week we heard from Dr. Polio saying that you all would not send students back to school until you could guarantee that they would get to school and get home safely. Safety, big priority for parents. We're going back to school today, so I imagine that safety issue has been worked out.
Well, I will say this, that I talked to a bus driver yesterday who said it's safety over schedule. So the bus drivers know that safety is our #1 priority over the schedule. So they are taking everything into consideration when they're trying to get that kid from their school to the home safely, or to that bus stop safely. So we put a number of things in place. The bus drivers know this already, so they're really good about keeping kids safe. And we are going to make sure that we have good communication with parents so they know where their kids are, and so that they can say, hey, I don't know, my kid's an hour late for their bus stop, where is he? We've got better communication this time around so they can know and feel a little bit better and a little more secure about where their kid is.
Yeah, and talking with you and talking with Carolyn as we did earlier in GMK, that communication aspect seems to be what you all have really focused and honed in on in these last 6 days to kind of assuage those fears of parents calling like they did on Wednesday saying, where is my student? I don't know where he is.
Right, and we've got about 30 people working that 485 ride number that parents can call if they're having a difficulty, and everybody at that 485 ride number now has this app, this bus tracker app, that they can tell you. They can look on it and say, oh, at 11:22, it's your bus is pretty close to you right now. And school personnel also have that. So parents should be able to call in today and be able to track where their kids are. So I think that's the biggest communication issue that we had last week, was parents just didn't know where their kids were. They understood that we were going to be arriving home late, but they really wanted to know how late and where is my child.
Yeah. And we're going to see how all this plays out, the short-term fixes. We talked about the long-term fixes that are going to be put in place as the school year progresses, Eric and Haley. We're going to get these buses rolling out. A number of them have already started to roll out, with the first schools in JCPS starting at 7:40 this morning. We'll have more coverage throughout the day. Back to you.
Jim, thank you again. We wanted to make sure Jim had time to get Mark Hebert on the air. That's why we waited, and it was well worth it. We'll tell you also the district is planning to release that bus tracker app in hopes of having that up and running for you next week. If you want some more information on this app and how it's worked for other nearby districts, of course, just visit WHAS11.com.